my name is Jenna Bray, and for this section's discussion post, I'm going to be informing you on how to make a quick batch of brownies. So I'm going to first start off by asking that who does not love a fudgy, delicious brownie that is fresh from the oven? If you don't, that's totally okay, but if you do, just stick around and hopefully you can learn, if you don't know already, how to make a batch of brownies using a mix. I'm assuming that most of you have made a batch of brownies using a quick mixture before, and you should know that it's a very simple process. However, there are some people in the world who may not know how to do it, and so they need to be informed on how to make brownies using a mix. I have made numerous batches of brownies using a quick mixture throughout my years, my short 15 years of living, and I will also be demonstrating on how to do so this evening, so I feel like I'm a very credible speaker. So, if you didn't know already, brownies are a chocolatey sweet confection that many people enjoy, and in this speech I will be informing you on how to properly make a delicious batch of brownies using a pre-made mixture. I'll be emphasizing on the preparation stage, how to mix your ingredients, and the results at the end. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my point 1, which is the preparation phase. So the most important step is obviously washing your hands, which I have already done, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on. But if you haven't already, I'm going to ask you to wash your hands and also just start out with a clean environment, make sure that it's all nice and sanitary. So then we're going to preheat our oven, and this evening I'm using the Duncan Hines milk chocolate brownie mix, and this mix requires me to preheat my oven to 350 degrees, which I have already done, so it's already preheated and ready to go. And I'm also going to lay out my ingredients. I'm going to ask you to, I've already done it. And the ingredients that I'm going to be needing tonight are obviously your brownie mixture. I'm going to need 1/4 cup of water, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and 3 large eggs. And the tools that you will be needing are a large mixing bowl, a utensil to do your mixing with, a 13 by 9 inch pan, and some non-stick spray, some oven mittens to protect your hands, and a toothpick that you'll use at the very end to see if your brownies are done or not. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and transition on to the mixing portion of tonight's video. So baking, if you didn't know it, is scientific. You need to mix the right ingredients together so that the quality of your baked goods will hopefully be edible and tasty. So I'm going to start out by putting my ingredients into my mixing bowl. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to do this without spilling it everywhere. And I'm adding my brownie mixture. And then I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of water, my 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and my 3 eggs. And now that those are all in my bowl, I'm going to just go ahead and get started on the mixing. While I'm mixing tonight, I'm going to point out the significance of the ingredients that we added in our bowl. So the first ingredient that we added was our brownie mixture, which will contain the dry ingredients that you would normally use if you were making something from scratch. And they would include sugar, your flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, and your salt. And then we added our water, which is going to act as your solvent, and it is going to dissolve those dry ingredients. And then your oil is what is going to keep your brownies moist and fudgy while they are exposed to heat. And then your eggs are going to add your structure and just flavor to your brownies. So I think I'm done mixing. I was sure to scrape the sides and make sure that everything was good there. And so now I'm going to take my pan and my grease, my non-stick spray, and I'm just going to grease my pan well. And once that is done, I'm going to pour my mixture into the pan. And now that my batter is all made up and into the pan, I am ready to pop this into my 350 degree oven. I'm just scraping the sides now. So as you know, it is important that you bake raw products, and I'm going to explain why here shortly after I put these in the oven. And I'm going to set my timer according to the box, and this evening I need to bake these brownies for 21 to 23 minutes, and so that is what I'm going to set my timer to. So now that our brownies are in the oven and baking, I'm going to describe to you the significance of baking raw products. So although that it might be tasty, eating raw brownie batter is just putting you on the path to getting salmonella, which is a disease that primarily comes from the bacteria in eggs that can just make you feel really sick, and no one wants that. That is why it is important to thoroughly bake your brownies to ensure that they are bacteria free. So after we have put my brownies in the oven, I set the timer, and so now that they are in the oven, I'm going to talk to you about what's really going on in there. So while you bake, your oven is the site of an endothermic chemical reaction that causes your batter to cook. The presence of heat causes your dry ingredients to produce a gas that will leave your baked good nice, fluffy, and light. Heat also causes the proteins that are in your eggs to make the brownies firm. And like I said earlier, the oil just stops the heat from drying out your brownies. And after our brownies are done, we are going to take them out of the oven using our oven mitts. And I have a pre-made batch of brownies here. And we're going to use our toothpick. And you're just going to take your toothpick and stick it directly in the middle of your brownies and pull it out, make sure it's clean. That will ensure that your brownies are baked thoroughly. So now that the chemical step is complete, we're ready to wrap this up. So like I said at the beginning, brownies are a delicious baked good that many people enjoy. And after demonstrating the process of making brownies using a quick mix, I hope that you are more informed on the importance of preparing, mixing, and baking your ingredients so that you are left with a delicious treat. Now that we are done here, I'm going to wash all of these dishes and eat a brownie. Thank you.